xAI's Grok can now build and publish a full app from one prompt. Microsoft's new security model beats Anthropic's Mythos. Someone gave their desktop Claude a sense of touch. A startup built Claude Code for robots. And Rotaku launched a brand new character humanoid. The robots are coming, so we better get going. Here's today's AI news. xAI has rolled out build mode for Grok, letting Super Grok heavy users turn a single prompt into a fully published app, website or game, complete with its own domain, on web, iOS and Android. It stitches together tools xAI already had running separately, the Grok Build coding agent, the Imagine generation tools, and browser use into one guided experience with live previews and natural language editing, so you can just keep describing changes until it's right. Publishing happens instantly through a grok.me link or a custom domain, no separate toolchain required. It's the same vibe coding pitch every other AI app builder is making right now: prompt in, product out. The question, as always, is whether Grok's version is actually good enough to trust with something real. Microsoft has released MAI Cyber One Flash, its first dedicated cybersecurity model running inside M-, the multi-agent harness that hunts for and fixes vulnerabilities across huge codebases. The combination scores 96% on CyberGym, a benchmark of over 1,500 real vulnerability reproduction tasks, beating Anthropic's Mythos by 12 points. And it does the bulk of the work itself, so the harness only calls in a bigger, pricier model for the genuinely hard 10%. Microsoft has also cut the price of that whole configuration in half compared to what M- cost before. A hobbyist has been building a small desktop robot body for Claude, and about a month ago she added touch, just a bare wire and a single capacitive sensor pin wired into an ESP32. The first time she touched it, Claude's own reasoning, running as Opus 4.6, reacted in real time, and the chain of thought reads like genuine surprise, noticing contact and reacting to it as it happened, not scripted, not a canned response. It's a tiny, slightly funny experiment on its own, but it's also a preview of something bigger: physical sensors feeding straight into a model's own reasoning process, not a fixed set of pre-programmed reactions. A startup called Waddle Labs is pitching itself as Claude Code for robots. Connect their API to whatever robot you've got, type a prompt describing the task, and their agents write the control code to actually do it, in about 20 minutes. The agents are generalist by design, so the same system works across different robots and environments without needing robot-specific training data first. They're also built for long horizon planning, meaning they can break a physical task down into smaller steps, check each one actually worked, and replan when something fails partway through. Founded by two people out of Boston, this is a very small team chasing a very large problem. Rotaku, the startup behind the developer-focused Domo Humanoid, has launched a new robot it's calling a character humanoid, leaning into personality and expression rather than pure hardware specs. Rotaku built its name on making humanoid development accessible. Domo started at under $3,000, specifically so smaller teams and individual developers could actually afford to experiment with real hardware, rather than just simulation. This new launch pushes further into the idea that a robot's character, how it looks, moves, and comes across, matters just as much as what it can physically do.